Let's take you live to Michelle Rowland now. She is the Communications Minister. This is the government announcing that online gambling, if you want to do that online, you will no longer be able to use your credit card. Let's listen in.
The regulator, the Australian Communications and Media Authority, is properly allowed to do its job to ensure this ban comes into effect and is capable of having a measurable difference on people's lives. Minister Rishworth.
Well, thank you. Our government has been focused since being elected on minimising the impact of online wagering, particularly harm minimisation. And when we look at the fact that interactive gambling has 3 times more likely to have problem gambling as opposed to land-based gambling, it is clear that we need to continue our efforts to protect people against some of the harms of online gambling. Of course, since I've been Minister, we have been implementing the last steps of the consumer framework, including consistent messaging, as well as implementing the monthly activity reports that gives consumers a clear picture of how much they are actually losing when it comes to online gaming. This credit card ban is the next step to protect those from the harms of online gambling. Let's be clear, our government is not against those wanting to have a punt, but when those people are, or some people are actually using credit, so they are using debt to actually facilitate online gambling, then we have a problem. So we know that, as Minister Rowland said, 20% of online gambling, online wagering is done on credit, on a credit card. So we are seeking to stop that. This does bring online wagering in line with land-based gambling. You can't use a credit card at pokies or in a casino. So it makes a lot of sense to ensure that this ban is extended to online gambling. We look forward to legislating this later this year after consultation with industry, and it does add to a number of measures we've already taken. Of course, we also have the House of Representatives Committee looking at what comes next in terms of harm minimisation for online wagering, and I look forward to their report being delivered shortly.
Can we just define the terms a little bit? When you talk about online gambling, we talk about apps that people use, sporting apps. What's the range of the things that will be affected by it?
Yeah, we will obviously consider the breadth during our consultation, but it is what is commonly known as your sports betting, your online wagering websites, your apps, and interactive gambling online.
You mentioned up to 20% of this online gambling is being done through credit. It's incredibly concerning, incredibly high that people are gambling money that's not there. What do you make of that?
It is a great concern, and I think that is evidenced by the fact that there is some 80% community support for this ban. There is also widespread support across the sector as a whole, including the banking sector, wagering, consumer groups and other advocacy groups. So we consider that this is opportune to implement this ban. We will seek to introduce legislation before the end of this year. We do have a preferred model on how this will be implemented, but we will consult on that as well, because it is one thing to announce a ban, but also we need to ensure that it is capable of implementation.